everyone, Danny here with Question Pro. Today we have an exciting episode for XDay. It's just going to be dedicated to that. I have my wonderful co-hosts here today with Dan Fleetwood and Crystal Weiss. Please introduce yourselves. Start with Dan.
All right, I'm Dan Fleetwood.
I'm going to go first, sorry.
You want to go first?
Go ahead if you want. It's all good.
My name is Crystal Weiss, and I'm the Senior Director Global Marketing here at Question Pro and the orchestrator of XDay.
Hey, there you go.
Heck yeah.
Dan Fleetwood, President of Research and Insights, and I guess on-stage co-host of XDay.
That's true. He is the MC.
The MC for the big event.
Yeah.
So for anyone that doesn't know, XDay is one of the biggest events that Question Pro hosts once a year in Austin. There are other ones that happen globally. I didn't forget that part, but so this is the one that happens specifically in Austin, the one that we're going to be involved with. Super excited for that one, and I just wanted to kind of divulge into the history of it, things that we're going to be doing at the event, and then just kind of reminisce about some of the great memories that have happened and all the shenanigans that happen with it. So let's start with the origins of XDay. Crystal.
I didn't work here.
No.
Dan would know. I can give you my side of the story. So
but you were here for the first one, right?
I was, but it wasn't here for the origin of it.
But it was 2019.
It was.
And we decided we wanted to do a user conference.
Yep.
And I think we started it maybe a little bit too late, all the planning and everything, according to Crystal. And she came in with, I think, about a month to spare.
45 days.
For 45 days, and then
oh my gosh,
was able to make it an actual event. So, but it was cool. It was fun.
Yeah. So the first one was in 2019, and we had not thrown any user events at all prior to that. They didn't have Question Pro didn't have a marketing director at the time. Everyone, there were 6 people in Austin. The company was a lot smaller than we are now, to be frank. And I honestly think half the reason Eric, shout out Eric COO, hired me was I had a ton of event experience.
Yeah, got to get her in. When can you start? Right now.
I remember I took a week off. I was working a trade on my last day of my last company. This is how deep in events I was. At the last day of my last company, I was working a trade show booth in Vegas, and it was the last day of my job. And because they had no one else to work, they had no one else to work the booth and who knew the solution as well as I did. Which is hilarious that that last week of work, I got a full week in Vegas covered. I was like, guys, you did this wrong.
That's awesome.
And then I took a week off and I started at Question Pro October 1st, and XDay was on November 15th. A fun fact, in the middle of that, I actually had to go to Oregon for a wedding on November 3rd, which happens to be my birthday. And the event planner got drunk, and I ended up event planning a 500-person wedding on my birthday.
You just got a knack for it,
It is one of those skill sets, but it was coming back. We had probably, I would say 75 people that first year, which was really good. It was at the JW Marriott, and it really, I think, set us up for success. There's still we have people who are showing up this year. This will be their 3rd XDay.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. I figured there's probably a handful, but.
Yeah. Or maybe, no, 4th.
That's probably good.
October 2022, 2023, 2024. So this will be their 4th XDay. And so I really think that there is something special about user conferences when they are not sales driven. We have that is something that is my kind of goal, is to make sure that people never feel like they're at a sales event. So much so to the sales team's chagrin, I think sometimes.
No, they're fine.
But it is something when you can get your users in front of you, you kind of answer those 3 goals, or what we focus on is we want to have a lot of fun. You want to make sure it doesn't look or feel like any other Insights conference you're going to. And that was part of the origin story. And you want to prove that your customers actually want to spend time with you. It's the ultimate test of if they like you. Do they want to come spend time with you? Do they want to give you feedback about your product? Do they want to listen to your thoughts, etc.? And like, time is our most valuable resource, and so asking them to come and do something like that is really it's a great marker of a great company.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think the first time that I ever went to an actual business thing where like I was flown out and had to man a booth and all that stuff, it did very much so feel like serious business only. You know, it had that kind of vibe. So I'm excited for my first XDay. You know, anyone that's going to be joining for this one, I'm also going to be experiencing it for the first time, along with anyone else that you know might be joining for the first time. So it'll be an exciting experience for sure.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah, but
And then the
Dan,
first year, who?
yeah, I was gonna
When
ask.
did you emceed the first year, right?
Yeah, I did the first year. Yeah, with a sheet of paper and a bunch of bad jokes. You know, so
That is true. I did give you more details that first year.
I think so. I mean, it was better than what I probably would have had previous. So. No, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, for sure. Dan is our host every year. And
Every
then
year, I guess. Yeah.
in 2022, when it was our first one back from the pandemic, I don't remember how I ended up there. I think I was holding the prizes for
I think it was
live
we were
polls.
doing like a little shtick up there. We were like going back and forth, and then you ended up just became a thing.
So what happened was like Dan was going to host a live poll, but it's weird. We have this product called live polls that
That's
it is
right.
the most fun to do in person. Like
Yes,
it is
100%.
ultimate fun. And I'm in the back of the room and I'm watching Dan do this live poll on stage trying to engage the audience, but it's like kind of weird when you just have one guy up there trying to like call and like the audience isn't responding. So he's just kind of like talking into the ether. So, and we have prizes that you can win. This is what sets us up apart is like we have prizes you can win as like for doing the live poll.
Yeah,
And
there's
so
like 10
we give
questions or
away
something,
everything
yeah.
from like an Ember coffee mug to Polaroid cameras to a mini projector to a Kindle, like just weird knickknacks if you win the live poll. And so I'm like, well, okay, I'm holding these gifts, but I'm in the back of the room. So I literally just run up and grab a microphone and jump on stage. And I was like, and you can win this if you like do the live poll.
It ended up working out well though. So then they'll all be like that from here on out, Crystal. You know. So.
I
Lots
know.
of
And then last
incentives.
year, someone asked us, they're like, "Oh, are you and Crystal doing it again?" And we were kind of like, I guess. And now it's just become, because Dan and I did so much live with Dan, we do these shows. We have a pretty good rapport when it comes to just giving each other shit.
That's true. That's the best way to put it.
But last year we got a little too confident. I didn't really write a ton of notes, and so thankful that our jokes and stuff are not recorded because at one point there was like me and Dan were just talking to each other and like legit forgot there was an audience.
It was good times. Good times.
So Dan and I go off the rails in real life just as often as we do on this podcast.
So I have a question for you, Crystal. Do you remember the attendance? Like, how many attended the first one in 2019?
75.
75, and then
75.
in 2022, how many was it?
Probably like 110 if you count employees. That year was hard because in 2022 we were still kind of in COVID.
Yeah.
We didn't have a US sales team, and that was a push that year for sure.
Yeah, that was tough. And then last year was what, 200 something?
We had 156 guests 56. And then 50 employees and speakers. So we were at 200 even.
And this year we're shooting for how many?
This year we're shooting for about 375.
There you go.
In the room, 300 guests with 75 employees, speakers, and partners. So it is. The stakes get a little higher.
They're growing. That's pretty awesome to see the events just only get bigger and bigger. It's amazing. Kudos.
Work gets a little bigger and bigger every year too. And I think that I was talking to someone about it, and it's like those first couple of years, it was just like we're just like up there hanging out with our friends. I would say this is the first year where I have a little nervousness about it. Like knowing the speakers that we're bringing in that I'm sure we'll talk about shortly, but knowing there are people signing up that we don't know. That's the wildest thing to me. And knowing like me and Dan got to get up there and be like our authentic selves.
People will catch on
strangers
quickly,
that
what
might
we're
not
all
know what the
about.
vibe
It'll be
was.
fine.
I was like, I got to get a cute outfit. Gonna get my hair cut.
There you go.
the
I mean,
things.
it sounds great. I do want to show you guys the website for you guys to kind of get some information just firsthand. So let me go ahead and share that.
I think this is great too to talk about our speakers who are coming in and why we curate this a very specific way. This is not something. Just scroll down to the speakers.
Yeah. Well, I did want to mention that the date is on October 3rd. And I know we've been really playing off on the Mean Girl jokes.
That's also on the that's on the bingo card too.
Oh, nice.
Is like if you know, you know, # Mean Girls Day.
I love that. So I just wanted to point that out quickly for anyone that's out there, a fellow millennial in the corporate workspace. But yes. So these are the speakers that we have. I'm thoroughly impressed with a lot of the people that are going to be showing up. I'm in particular more excited about having Twitch up there just because that's my nerdy side coming out. I know that there's fellow gamers out there, maybe mayhaps, I don't know. But yeah, we have a good lineup.
Quantitative researcher for Twitch.
Yeah.
So she will be, you don't have to go to the bottom. This is just question for people.
No,
but if you go back up to the top, we have Tim Sanders, who's our keynote speaker. He is a Harvard Business Fellow. So if you read the Harvard Business Review magazine or online edition, he's literally the one that helps them do insights and research for HBR, which is honestly like, if I had I've never made like a career goal checklist. I might someday because I've never actually done it, but getting published in HBR would probably be on there.
Yeah, that'd be a highlight for sure.
Wouldn't that be like baller? And so now he's working at G2 Crowd, which is a big SaaS platform for, software reviews. Previously, he worked for Mark Cuban. He's an author of like 20 books. He also was the chief strategist for Yahoo for many, many years. And he is so kind. He spent an hour with me and Artie last Friday just talking about what he wanted to talk about, like an entire hour of his time to just talk about what our attendees want to hear, what would be good for them, how he could kick off the day, what other people are talking about, and really is giving of his time to us. And I am really excited about that.
It's a good bean to have there.
Yeah.
And then
Stan is cool too. Stan's a good guy. Yeah, he's a ex-Unilever and then also at Coke too. But this guy has more stories than you can imagine, like super interesting ones that I don't want to spoil because you got to listen to him in person.
No spoilers here.
Yeah, no spoilers. But he's a really interesting guy. Has done a lot and is still out there. He's still doing some different startups and things. So he's definitely a good addition to the lineup.
Oh yeah. And then Amy, Isra, and then down.
Yeah.
Amy, Isra, and Lydia will be sitting on a Women in Research panel talking about the future of research, but not AI. So what does the future of research look like that's not AI related? We have a lot of AI talk. I think people are interested in it, but they could also get burned out by it.
Yeah.
And so we're really excited to see what their conversation is going to hold as they talk about, okay, is it diving more into kind of what we've been releasing with BI, where you can do your segments, not having to do it in spreadsheets? Can you, what are focus groups? Or even I want to see if Jill, who's moderating our panel, will kind of like lob some asynchronous qualitative in there and be like,
sure she will. Yeah. She's got to.
Because these are all quantitative researchers. So how do we get that merge of quali-quant? And, things like Twitch are a great environment for that.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Lydia does a lot of market research. So like, what do they want their booklets to look like? What should their mailers look like? She does a lot of more advertising market research. It'll be exciting.
All right. Are there any other speakers you guys want to highlight? There's a lot of good ones on here, honestly.
Well, yeah, Mike Byrne is actually writing a book for Question Pro, and he's going to be, he's going to be previewing that at this event, kind of testing out the material. Yeah, that's like a plot twist. I don't think a lot of people know.
I didn't know. I saw we had an author coming. I thought he just had his own book, but that's cool.
It's going to have our book.
Awesome.
And so he's English, but also lives in Bend with our COO where Eric lives, and has written a few different kinds of like coffee table books, but all about experience. He'll be showcasing the new kind of the angles that the book might take at XDay. We're really excited about that. Andrea Hollingsworth, she is doing a workshop on how radical self-compassion can be a management superpower. And so that will be
fancy words. Fancy words there.
Yeah, I mean, how essentially you can be a better manager if you are nicer to yourself.
Oh,
I like it. That makes sense.
That's very nice.
So that one we'll be giving away 30 copies of her book at XDay.
Fantastic. So we've got a good mix here, people that were, in some high level positions, authors, just people in general that I feel like could at least at some point kind of touch across different walks of life. So that's pretty exciting.
Dipple Petita, Dr. Dipple Petita, will actually from Salesforce will be closing out XDay. And he has a really interesting story about how he's worked in software, but also is a doctor. It's going to be interesting. He's closing out the day. I know he's closing out the day. Just talking about kind of everything that's been talked about throughout the day. And I'm excited to hear from him.
That's cool. Awesome.
I know. I'm also excited.
Like in case of a medical emergency.
We have someone to help us
out.
You
have a doctor. Is there a doctor in the house?
Yes. We got one. Well, actually, we have a lot of PhD doctors.
Yeah, that's true.
But we have one medical doctor. I think we have, Sonia.
Let's see.
Okay, hold on. So it's Sonia, scroll
1,
up.
2,
Stephanie,
3,
Andrea,
4,
Julie. And then I thought we got our own PhD. Oh, Jeremy, but he's not on here yet. So we have 5 PhDs coming to speak.
Nice. That'll be another metric. Next year we got to get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
The more PhDs, the better. It's always funny because Sonia always brings like a lady gang of PhDs. It's like a running joke now.
Yeah, she rolls with that crowd. So that's.
And then her panel is Sonia is our president of workforce. She's running the future of employee experience panel with people from different, employee experience backgrounds. That's like Sonia, PhD, Stephanie, PhD, Julia, PhD, Eric.
Oh, that's all right, Eric.
Like, oh, poor Eric.
You'll be fine. Don't worry, buddy.
Yeah, we're excited to have them. They're doing a main stage panel in the morning about the future of work and how the employee experience will be informed.
Very valuable information from what it sounds
like. A nerd when I talk about XDay.
Oh, it's okay.
No,
that's what we're about.
Natural.
Well, let's go ahead and share a testimonial video. I know it sounds kind of like oh yeah, here's someone, pray whatever, but like it's I'll just play it. How about that?
And the David Hicks, who we are showcasing, he would, if he didn't like it, he would have just said that in the video.
Yeah, he would have. He's like that. Yeah. He's true. He's true.
He's a solid guy.
Let's go ahead and throw this up here and let's play it.
Why is this camera so up?
always learn loads every time I'm at events like this, in particular the Question Pro event, because they have almost a visceral audience. They want to learn. They're actually quite keen. It's actually finding the insights, what works for folks. So yeah, I learn loads when I come to events, in particular to the Question Pro events. I'd recommend you go and try out XDay, because what you'll emerge with is real practical insights. You actually end up taking away things that you can use. In fact, a little bit in jest, I said, if anybody doesn't walk away with something that's really useful, I'm going to give you $200 of my money for the charity. Nobody actually too much $200. So that proves everybody in the room, they're taking away really practical insights. And you would, I'm sure, if you joined this year at XDay.
Aw, look at that.
Perfect.
I know. David,
That was very sweet.
He's great. Camera was a little wobbly on that. I don't like that.
It was a little bit, not gonna lie to you, but you know, you're learning. It's an experience. XDay is a living thing that's just there to grow. So
it is true, and we do level it up every year, which you can tell. Like if we cut in their recap videos, I don't know if you're going to play them now or later, but you can tell the difference between like 2019, 2022, and 2023, and this year.
Much
different. Oh man, I can't even wait.
It's gonna be good.
I've seen the venue and it is gorgeous, and I'm just so excited. And oh my goodness! But yes, I was actually going to play that right after this.
Great, let's do that.
Let's do it.
Okay, so this is 2022.
2022.
Look at those nice things.
It's just a little B-roll. Look, it's them on stage. Cute. I loved it.
Ugh, that year.
That was fun. That was a good XDay though. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, Dan enjoyed it because he just had to MC and did no offense, Dan.
No, I did a panel too. I
I found you all the people for that panel.
No, that's not even true. Bill,
Lauren,
and Stephanie,
Celicia.
No, I knew them from way back.
Whatever.
So those were the previous ones. I want to know what you guys
bring Bill back.
I tried to get him back this year, but he has something going on.
Yeah, I mean, so those were the previous ones. Let's talk about any surprises that we might have that you can tease, at least for the ones for 2024. There was a rumor of a mechanical bull, but sadly,
I'm gonna bring this guy back. If you watch our previous episode,
what happened to the bull?
Cost $19.99.
There's no bull?
No, didn't you hear?
No.
The mechanical bull got canceled.
Such a tragedy.
Yes, so plot twist. Can't have the mechanical bull on a second floor balcony.
Oh, that kind of makes sense, I guess.
Okay, see, it does make sense when you say it out loud, but it's like
I guess how big is a balcony, right?
I was like, the walls are high enough. Is what I thought.
Let us get away with
Fair
it.
Enough,
okay.
Fair enough.
And so there was some, like, it wasn't like you needed, they're like, okay, well, then you need 4 feet from the wall. But then the thing is 16 feet wide anyways with the mechanical bull in the middle. And I was like, I'm confused.
Oh, like liability insurance, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can't throw people off the mechanical bull. But don't worry, next year we will plan to have a mechanical bull and then find the happy hour location.
Around it, work around the bull. That's going to be your first question for the venue. Can you have a mechanical bull?
Can you fit in a mechanical bull? So next year, 2025, don't you worry, mechanical bull will be there. Mr. QP Man's making his debut this year. It has taken me 5 years to convince Eric to buy these.
Little plushies.
I like it. Looks cool.
Pretty stoked about that. And other surprises. Dan, do we have any surprises?
Isn't there like a close-up magician, or is that not?
Oh, there is a magician. We have a close-up magician at happy hour. And then we're having a tarot card reader, which we've had every year for the last 2 years. So I brought in a tarot card reader in 2022 because I thought it would be hilarious. This was what I was thinking. If you're here to learn about your insights for your work, you should learn about insights for your life.
Naturally, you know.
A real crystal ball.
And then, yep, that was, I'm not as dumb as I look.
No.
And there was a line for the tarot card reader in 2022. Everybody loved it and thought it was so unique. And so we brought a different one back in 2023. And she was a different vibe, a little more on the sad side. So we've got another one for this year, but that has become kind of a staple of the afternoon, is a tarot card reader. We're going to have a 360 camera at the closing dinner. I think this is actually something that if you have never been to XDay, really sets us apart, is we actually host a rooftop closing dinner reception after XDay. So you've had a day sitting around, like absorbing a lot of information. Let's say you're like half of our attendees are from out of town. You're going to have to go out to dinner somewhere, but why not just go enjoy the rooftop at the Thompson with the people that you've been spending all day with, but maybe not have had a chance to talk deeply with.
Right.
Yeah. And last year people were making some good connections too at the dinner, and it's kind of a cocktail dinner happy hour, I'd say, but the food is good too. I mean, the restaurant is off the charts.
And then last year, more people stayed than I expected. So we had to order more food because I expected there to be a bigger drop off. There was not.
Hey, I'll take that as a good sign then.
It was wild. And so that was definitely something that sets our XDay apart, is we make it kind of this all-inclusive day. Less of a conference that you're just attending and then leaving and having to fend for yourself. We're here to host you for the entire day, for the entire experience. And that's really where XDay came from. It was originally Experience Day. Do you remember how long that was?
It's too long.
And then it was X Day. And some people in other regions still try to get that dash in there. And me and our old graphic designer, Omar, made an executive decision that we were going to spell XDay without the dash because of it just looks better.
Yeah.
And that's why we spell XDay without the dash. I just decided.
Well, I will say, conferences and events, at least from the ones that I've gone to, which are vastly different from these ones, to be honest. I've gone to like anime conventions and whatnot, video game conventions. From what I've seen, they do kind of do that similar thing where they have like little events off to the side, all that good stuff. And the time passes by really fast. So like even when you're hoping to, like Dan said, make those kinds of connections, it's nice to be able to have that separate time specifically, just to kind of not necessarily have to go to this or go to that, just really some time to sit down with other people. So but let's talk about the location. It is in Austin, Texas. So, as people that live here, I do want to give you guys some time to like recommend maybe some locations or things that you guys want to maybe help out for people that aren't able to maybe like Google beforehand or are just totally new to Austin.
Dan, give us your top Austin recommendation.
Crystal, this one's on you. I'm not from Austin. I don't live there. So
Dan lives in Round Rock. Let's be very clear.
Yeah.
Something I haven't published and pushed as much this year is I actually have like a 6-page Austin guide that I have sent to, I usually send out to speakers, and I update it every year with like the best cocktail bars, the best restaurants based on food preferences, the best the best bars based on views, the best speakeasies. And I keep it updated every year. And I send it to my friends. I use it for work. Viv tried to get it branded Question Pro one time, and I was like, this is not how work that I use.
He didn't get it.
Yeah, but it is, if you're coming to join us, shoot me a message, drop us a line in the comments. We have, because it's at the Thompson, you're kind of in downtown already, and there's about 3 speakeasies in walking distance. There's this wonderful place. It's a 10-top cocktail bar called In Plain Sight that is definitely on the hit list right now for some of the best cocktails in town. Don't go to any of the barbecue in walking distance.
Oh, really? Because
it's only it's not the best ones, like Ironworks, and you're like, don't go there. Let us know. Go across the river to Terry Black's or hit La Barbecue and Franklin's on East 6th, or go to Lauro. It's a little slightly farther south. But don't go to the barbecue in walking distance. That's conference tourist trap barbecue. You don't want that.
But Cooper's is pretty good, right? I mean, is that right there?
Yeah.
Or you're including Cooper's
I would say it's
Terry Black's is better, probably. I mean, Terry Black's is better. Yeah.
Yeah.
With controversial takes already. I love it.
Oh, man. If you want like high end, we've got Commodore, you've got Swift's Attic, you've got Perry's Steakhouse. We have really everything. One year we took our customers that have Perry in their name to Perry's, and it was so funny. I thought it was hilarious. And so there is really a lot of options. The Thompson Hotel, we do pick it because it is a boutique hotel that I don't know if we said it's getting bigger every year, but I want to be very clear. We only have 300 chairs this year. We keep it boutique on purpose because I want to use the cool spaces. We really lean into the Austin vibe. If we have to move next year, there's only like 2 hotels in town that are going to keep the same warmth and textures and beautiful space. Neither of which I think Eric or Bill will want to pay for. So we will see how that goes.
But the Thompson doesn't feel like you're at like a traditional conference either, right?
Yeah.
Because of the
it's
atmosphere.
very beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful.
But I will say, if you've never been to Austin, there's a lot of good spots. Like you can't go wrong. I mean, we're critiquing some of these things, but there's a lot of good spots.
There is a ton.
It's hard to find a bad spot, I'd say.
Yeah, just like avoid Dirty 6th or like 6th Street.
Unless they want to have some fun.
That's more for like the college kids, you know.
Go to the adult side. Go to
yeah. So at least from my understanding, I've lived in Austin for a couple of years now, but yeah, Dirty 6 is mainly just bars, clubs, all that good stuff. West 6th is more like little more adulty, and then you start getting into like the more adulty spots after that. But there are different locations if you ever guys want to go north. There's a really cool spot called the Domain. That one has more shopping, more food than really anything else, but still a lovely area. There's a bunch of like nature locations here. I don't know if maybe
Barton Springs is closed though.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, they found 2 holes in the ground.
What?
I know. I gotta tell Jill because Jill's gonna be sad. She doesn't go swimming when she's here.
Oh.
Well, at least we have Zilker Park. It's not gonna be quite the same, but it's still.
No, but you can just go hang out outside.
Yeah.
I keep trying to get us to do like a group fitness class together. Is like one of my goals. I'm trying so that is. Dan's like, I don't want to do that.
I'll do fitness by myself. I don't need to be in a big group.
I need to
do it with Crystal and Artie mocking me.
I just didn't. Yeah.
But it is a good time, and it is, is the only time we also get all 50, we get 50 employees together who come, and that's really special for having us all there. And it will mostly stay in Austin because I live here. If I have to plan this, I want to do it on my home turf where I can mail stuff, but we have our, storage unit with everything here. The only other places I've thought about doing it were Chicago. I know Dan just went there, and then we all have to fly to Chicago.
It's not bad. I mean, I like Chicago actually. Because
you almost have to keep it in the Midwest or Denver or Minneapolis. Those are the 3 places I was thinking, because we have customers who come from the East Coast and the West Coast. Yeah. So we are very in an ideal center where they don't have to waste an entire travel day necessarily getting to us. So they can fly in for happy hour on Wednesday morning. They don't have to fly in Tuesday because it takes all day to fly and they'd be late.
Right.
Plus, I feel like Austin's vibe is on par with Question Pro's vibe.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're
the two really
quite,
fit,
Yes. But we definitely think of any conference you've ever been to and then make it like 10% weirder, and that's where
that's the spiel.
That's
right
our
there.
brand.
That's the brand.
I love that. Okay, well, as we're nearing towards the end of our show here, I just want to ask you guys both this pretty interesting question. What's the biggest takeaway for attendees, and like what do people walk away with that keeps them coming back year after year? Because you guys have mentioned people have come back their 4th time around, so there's got to be something.
Dan.
I think it's the jokes. They come back for the jokes every year. No.
Dan's probably the only one that listens to the content because I'm always running
true.
around.
That's true. No, I think one thing that I really like about it, and I've been to probably every industry conference out there, is because it's the venue and it's the people. I know that's kind of cliche, but the venue, because we keep it small, we keep it intimate, and the atmosphere is one that you can really connect with people. We give plenty of opportunity to do that. Not at like just random like happy hours. It's true like networking, I would say, because we have the dinner and everyone goes to that, like Crystal mentioned. But I think what you'll find is walking away with real insights. Like there were rooms that were packed and people coming out
last year.
People coming out and say, "Wow, I can actually use this tomorrow." Like it's not just like not just presentations. It's like true actionable insights you can get from it.
Yep.
Fantastic.
I don't know. I don't listen to the sessions. I mean, I think it is such an authentic version of who Question Pro is put on display. That is really what I think makes people come back. It is, we've been doing this series on Town Hall about like what are the 3 words that describe Question Pro, and a lot of things that I've been hearing customers say, like partnership or reliable, or they show up. Those are put on display at XDay in such a tangible form that it makes me so proud to be the marketing director. Like last year I got teary-eyed at the end of it. Dan had to close out XDay because I was just like, I can't believe we pulled this off. Right. Like it is. And being the marketing director, it really does give us a chance to showcase our best and brightest. And that is 100%. The most proud that I could ever be of leading a brand and leading a company's marketing. And so for me, I'm just like, I get surprised every time people want to come. I'm just like, you want to come to this party I'm throwing?
All right, let's go.
Like, I'm just like, oh, cool, come to the party.
Come to the party. Well, good. I mean, I'm really happy that it's turning out to be super successful, and I do want to show you guys the promo code up here.
Oh, nice. Got my attention.
So if you guys use promo code MRX Unplugged, you get 100% off your registration. I know that it's really last minute, so when we have a couple days coming up left for this event, but yeah, I appreciate you guys watching this episode. If you guys have been intrigued and your interests have been piqued and you guys really want to get those last minute tickets, promo code MRX Unplugged for 100% off at registration. It'll still be there, so yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Let's go.
Hooray.
See you at XDay.
We'll see you guys.
See you there
next year.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining on this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one.
See y'all.